If you get into this and you start to work so hard that you tense because you're so serious and you're so focused, then stretch the corners of your mouth and see how the muscles of your face change. Okay, one more time. Interlace your fingers. Now your left little fingers down. Open up the palms. And as you spread and open the palms, lift the toes again, grip the knees, grip the thighs, and raise your arms upward. Stretch yourself, becoming longer. Lift yourself. That's it. Open your armpits. Smile there. Open there. Yes, you made more space there. See if you can release the toes now and keep that grip on the knees. And then take your arms forward and release your arms downward. And now from this position, bring your hands together. So once again, when your hands come together, your thumb is resting. So here we would think, okay, I bring my hands together at my chest. But your chest covers this much area, right? Collarbones all the way down to the bottom of the chest. So bring your thumbs toward the base of your ribs, where the ribs come together. And now bring your hands together, fingers together, and spread your collarbones here. So as you're in this position, which is a prayer position, folded palms, can the hands come together at the same rate as the collarbones spread apart? Can that start to come? Now, keeping the hands here, start to stretch the hands upward in front of your face. And then for a moment, just bring the base of the hands onto the crown of your head. Why not? Let's do that for a moment. Keeping the hands together and resting on the top of your head, widen your elbows back. Just widen your elbows back and spread the armpits and spread the chest there. Good. Now stretch the arms and keep the elbows that wide apart as you extend your fingers upward. Because we're getting to something here. Yes, take the hands apart and then go up. Okay, and now from this position, can you pull the hands together again? And then apart. And then down. Now, one of the reasons that I had you do this, which isn't necessarily a named asana, right? We have Namaskar, Namaskarasana, and Urdhva Namaskarasana. But one of the challenges in Urdhva Namaskarasana is how we get the elbows to straighten. So first, I just want you to let the armpits widen, the elbows widen, so that as you stretch the arms up, you have this width across the top of the chest and armpit. Let's do that again together, okay? So your hands were here, right below or at the bottom of the chest. This is quite simple, right? The fingers are together, the palms are together, the open palm that you've stretched very nicely. And now raise your arms up and just bring your hands, bottom of the wrist to the top of the head. Now, if you see this from the side, my elbows are going forward and I want to widen the elbows apart so that the elbows start to go back. And then you can let loose and don't do it. And when you don't do it, you'll feel the back spreading. But when I widen the elbows apart, there's a narrowing in the upper back that's going to allow me to fully extend my arms over my head. So then go ahead and try to stretch the arms up. You can take the hands apart to stretch them up or keep them together. But your aim today is to get the hands together above your head. It's a really important pose, but not one that comes so easily. Good. And now take your hands back down the middle. And now one more time, give yourself an applause. So you're going to take your arms to the side and just clap your hands 3 times over your head. And they touched, right? No problem. So in this motion, you see this is the range of motion, but to keep the arms there and stretch them, that's the challenge. So do it one more time, 3 claps. And on the third one, 1, 2, 3, stay and stretch up, become longer, grip your knees, and exhale and release. Stretch your arms downward and to the side. Good. Now bend your knees. We've been standing with the legs together and straight. Bend your elbows, bringing the hands toward the top of your chest, and you're going to widen your legs to the right and left. And now rest your hands on your hips again. So now, can you feel that crease of your hip more fully, where the hip comes in at the sides? Look down and see your toes are forward, your knees are forward. Spread your fingers well. Again, widen the palms, widen the fingers, and roll your shoulders back. Then bend your knees, and to get your feet back together again, sometimes we do it in a jump, but you can also just heel toe your feet back together and then step them into the middle. Did you catch that? So you can step your legs right to the right, left to the left. And this is a very healthy way to learn how to create distance, because you just widen by bending your knees and getting that distance between the feet to increase. And then you can bend again, heels, toes, and then step your legs back together. So let's do heel toe a few times. Now, this becomes an important movement because when you do heel toe, this is what's happening in your hip. It's turning in and going out. So bend your legs. Do a first step. So you step right leg to the right. You step your left leg to the left a little wider. And now you turn the toes out and move the heels out and turn the toes out and move the heels out. And if there's one more round in there, a little bit more toe, a little bit more heel, do it. And then same thing to come back in, you bend your knees and you can start. Toes out, heels out, toes out, heels out, like that. And you come in. Stretch your arms back down to Tadasana. Now that is the movement of the legs, where we learn that the legs can internally rotate or externally rotate. You're going to do it one more time. Right leg to the right, left leg to the left. And now we're going to go heel, toe, heel, toe. This might be quick for you, heel, toe. Just get your legs out there. Hands on that crease, right where the thigh is meeting the pelvis. That's our femur bone meeting the thigh bone, and that's our hip socket. Now turn your right leg out, just your right leg. And then turn your right leg in. Turn your left leg out. Turn your left leg in. Look down again and see how you're doing there with toes forward and knees forward. So that's the aim here. The toes are forward and the knees are forward when your legs are wide apart. And now you're going to turn your right leg out and look down at that right leg and see that the toes are pointing to the right and your knee, the knee is turned and pointing to the right. Now come back, keep the legs like this, but come back to the middle so that your whole trunk is still facing forward. That means from here, you're forward, the waist is forward, the chest is forward, the shoulders are forward, and stretch your arms out to the sides. So if you're looking at this position for a visual, the only thing that's turned now is the right leg. Everything else is still facing forward. Okay, and now turn your left leg in and bring your hands back down to the hips. Turn your left leg entirely to the left. One side might not turn as well as the other. That's okay. It'll start to come. Look down. See that the toes of the left foot are pointing to the left. The center of the knee is going toward the toes. And then stretch yourself forward again. So your eyes are forward, your chest is forward, and extend your arms. Make your arms longer now to the sides. Pull your right arm to the right. Pull your left arm to the left. Good. Turn the leg in. Bring your hands to your hips. Now you can heel toe your way in, or you can jump your feet together. And it's appropriate to jump sometimes, and it's inappropriate to jump sometimes. So when we jump, we get out and in a little more quickly. But when we heel toe, we understand the movement of the legs in the socket. So one more time, get your legs out wide, just like I've done. So widen, step, heel toe. Turn your right leg entirely to the right and stretch your arms out at shoulder height. Lift the sides of your trunk upward. Lift your toes upward now and see if you can pull your knees up and your thighs up. Inhale a breath. And on your exhalation, bend to your right side and touch your shin. Exhale here. Use another breath. Inhale and exhale. Try to slide that right hand down the shin a little bit more. Okay. Press down through your feet and inhale to come up. Turn the right leg forward and bring your hands back down to the hips. Turn your left leg from the inside out. Stretch your arms outward. Make your arms longer to widen and open the chest area. Now watch here, the palms are facing downward. When you bend to the side, your hand is going to find your shin. It's going to grip it. And the top arm, the palm is going to face forward. So turn that right palm to face forward now, toward the same direction as your chest. That's it. Exhale, let your hands slide down a little bit more. Inhale, push down through your feet and come